Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to another market close. We're here. We're ready. I got the I got the bell. The bell is ready too. We're gonna. Whoops! Don't want to hit it too early. That would cause a bit of chaos if the market had to close 15 minutes early, right? Anyway, welcome. We've got another green day. That's fantastic. I'm loving it. And holy cow, look at you guys already in here, just a hitting away. We got Sophie in the house saying, "Hey, Candace. Hey, crew." Uh, Ashish is in here going, "Hey, all here to stay today. Seems like a green day, eh? Can't wait to hear from you, Candace." Stan's in here saying, "Good day," and Ashish is whoops. Ashish is doing some kind of emoji thing, and we got Prairie Investor. Afternoon, everyone. Looking like another green day. Absolutely. And she says, "Candace, today you will get the bell and Ashish will get the membership." Maybe. I can't wait to do that. And he goes on to say, "Another day at office where we will work on our pronunciation of alimentation custard." There we go. I'll take that one. Mary's in the house. We got Sammer in here with a hello, and we got a Chad in the house saying, "Good day, all." Let's see. George is in the house saying, "Hello, everybody." This is so awesome. All right, let's, as we normally do, let's start with the good old. I'm gonna before I pull up. Whoops, where is my mouse? My mouse. Have you ever noticed sometimes your mouse will just completely disappear on you? I have no clue where my mouse is. I'll bring it up anyway. Here we go. I wanted to start. There we go. I wanted to start on the Canada side. So we're going to take a quick look here. Look at this. Look at the green. That's a lot of green. I'm seeing some good numbers. Like look at TD Bank up 1.9%, Shopify 1.58%. Manulife Financial down there. Look at that, up 2.59%. This is all looking pretty good. The railroads are up. I'm liking the way this day is looking. What is down? You know what? And this is what's neat. I can remove all the green and say, and let's even remove the zeros. Who is down? Well, Constellation is down negative 2.77%. Bell's down. Holy banana bread. Empire's down. So we got a few of them that are down. Let's take a look at the American heat map. The American heat map, I see a little bit of tech down. The green is not as prominent, I think, on the US than it is on Canada. And let me just take a gander here. So yeah, the TSX we're up almost a full percent. So 0.98 now 0.99%, and the S&P 500 is only up 0.45%. So we're doing a little better than the US today. And it's kind of funny because we had an inflation report that dropped today, our CPI, and it came in at 3.1% for November. And that was exactly where we were in the month before. So we actually thought we were going to come down a little bit lower. So yes, even though inflation hasn't changed, it's definitely still something to be a little concerned about. So we'll have to take a look at that. Most things are up today. Gold's up about 0.63%. Oil's up almost 2%, so 1.96%. Now, Bitcoin it's down a tiny bit. It's down about almost a percent, negative 0.91%. So we definitely have some catching up to do with Bitcoin. Jackie's in there saying, "I love the cat on the cover image." Yeah, I was just thinking I wanted something holiday-like. So, and I like cats. Maybe tomorrow we'll do a puppy. Just because some people are cat people, some people are dog people, some people are both. So we'll have to go with that tomorrow. So that's going to be, I think, pretty darn cool. Paul says, "Hi, new positions today. INTU and SPGI." So Paul is adding to the portfolio for sure. We had a video drop today. Those of you who are channel members may have watched it yesterday. So that was the REIT one. So with the REITs, I can't say enough. I really think we're towards the bottom of that of the barrel when it comes to REITs. I think they're on their way up. So I'm very, I would say I'm very bullish right now on REITs. So we'll have to sort of see how that's going to go. Now, here's another person who wants to win that membership today. Skiz 416. Hi ho 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 everyone. That's it's almost like sort of like what was that, Home Improvement, Heidi Ho? Kind of what that reminded me of, that, plus Santa mixed in there as well. And love this. Change to spare says Schizo Claus. All right, everybody. Skiz is coming down our chimneys this year with gifts of some sort. Paul says, like CRT.UN and GRT.UN for REITs. Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple more. I think there's a lot of really good REITs out there. It's kind of the nice thing. You know how sometimes when a tide comes in, all the boats in the harbor start to rise? That's going to be sort of like that, I think, with REITs. It's going to be hard for you to really miss on REITs. All right, Glenna says, hi, Candace. I was wondering your thoughts on nutrition stock. Are we talking Nutrien? I think Nutrien is, I mean, that's a great stock. It showed its potential when we had the beginning of the whole invasion in Ukraine. We saw it go pretty much to the moon. Now, it has come back down since then, but the reality is fertilizer is going to be in huge demand, and that's not going to change. So I think Nutrien is not a bad investment. And while it's down a lot lower now than where it was, that might be a place to get in. Ben says, new position today in CSU, taking advantage of that of the correction. Not a bad idea, especially with more expensive stocks. Sophie says, talking about REITs, what's your take on Novalis? That's an interesting REIT. I actually was in on them years ago, probably about 2-3 years ago, and then they they kind of sort of took a dive before most of the other REITs did. So I'd have to really look at them individually, because if I recall correctly, there was a few other issues I had with them that wasn't so much just market related. So we'll have to I'll take a look at those, Sophie, and I'll make sure I bring it up again here once I've had a chance to dive into it a little bit. Hold CRT at UN. Bought some more today. Nice. New position in Empire. So yes, Empire. Empire, of course, owns some pretty good some good grocery stores. I believe Sobeys is under the Empire banner. So definitely, yeah. I think I mean, grocery, we're not going to stop eating. So grocery stores are definitely a very safe, recession-proof investment. And if you listen to the Bank of Canada lately, they're saying, even though our numbers are going to be a little bit bad, they're saying like we may flirt with a recession, but we're not really going to go deep into a recession. We might have a couple of quarters that are in the negatives, but just in the negatives. So we'll have to see. We're going to see. Like, speaking about that CPI today, one of the things with that CPI is that it sort of reiterates the Bank of Canada's stance on being very cautious when it comes to those rate cuts later in 2024. So I think as long as we see some movement down between, in the first half of 2024, we should still be okay on those rate cuts. Sorry, I'm so used to saying hike, but no, we don't need any more hikes. Let's see. Ooh, wait a minute. I missed Chad. China buys potash. Oh dear. It's probably fun just listening to me try to pronounce words. China buys potash, also known as fertilizer, every 3 years. I do repairs on their plants. Okay, that's interesting. Is there can you think of a way to look at this? Like, if when China's planning on buying fertilizer, and if they're buying it from Canada, that could be a time to get in on Nutrien just before that happens. Skid says, SRU could be a good buy, but if you feel the whole sector is on the way up, something like ZRE, so that's BMO's equal weight REITs ETF, might be a great buy. Yeah, absolutely. And there's even, I know a lot of people in the comments were talking about RS. I think RS will benefit from the REITs as well when they start to go back up. So just a thing to keep in mind, something to think about. Oh, we're almost at the bell time. It's 3:56. And yeah, we're still deep in the green. There's no chance now of the market doing a surprise red at the last minute. Now, it is interesting. I really was thinking that with this being the last week for dollar cost averaging, no, for tax loss harvesting, I wasn't expecting to see a couple of solid days of green, but we've got them, and let's just take it. Maybe Santa's come a little early, and the rally has started sooner than normal. I'll take it. If that's what we got, that's going to be fine. It'll be, I like the wall being in green back there behind me, so we'll go with it. We'll go with it for sure. All right. And it's 3:57, 3 minutes left on the market. Oh, I was going to say something, but Ashish has a question. Your thoughts on Air Canada? Air Canada is one of these interesting stocks. It's going to be okay overall. I mean, there's no way around it. I mean, it is our national airline per se. There's like WestJet and a few others like that, but Air Canada is never going to fail. That's one of the bright things about it. And the reality is where we're at right now when it comes to their share price. Anytime you're under $20, I think it's a good share price. And if you can get it even under $16, holy banana bread, then you're really, really looking good. So I definitely think Air Canada is one of those investments that it's volatile as can be. So you have to buy it and almost forget about it and just wait for better times to come. But Air Canada will turn things around. Air Canada will be good for a long-term outlook. So I think if you want to stack Air Canada, play the corrections because of that volatility you're gonna have. They're gonna move a lot. Chad says Saskatchewan has the best potash, nutrient mosaic CF fertilizer. Best time to buy is in winter. Summer Canadian farmers buy Tunsbury their fields. Okay. So there you go from Chad. The winter is the best time to buy. So this may be the time to start stocking up on something, for example, like Nutrient. All right, 3:59. I'm getting the bell ready. I'm not going to miss it anymore. Last week I don't think I hit one I did on Friday. I think Friday I was good. So we're ready. We're ready for this bell. The bell is ready. It's 3:59. I need to get like some kind of a timer that shows me the seconds because I'm looking at the 3:59 and it's like, oh, I'm just going to rant about the time now for a minute while we figure out when I should be hitting this bell. But it's going to happen. I'm ready. Come on, bell. Oh. All right. 3:59. 3:59. Come on. Just a couple more seconds here. All right. I'm going to get a timer. I'm going to get an actual timer for tomorrow that shows me the seconds because I probably wasted an entire minute staring at the clock. And oh, there it is. Whoa. All right. The market is closed. We got a green day in the book. Holy banana bread. That's awesome. I love it. Okay. All right. Let's switch to you guys. So whatever the heck you guys want to talk about, I'm here for it. Let's do it. But before we do that, we of course have our giveaway. So let's let me get into the giveaway part, and we're gonna do this. All right, here we go. All right, we're coming in, and you know what? Let's do this. Let's see who's gonna win. There we go. All right, it is Done. All right. We should have it coming up here anytime here, any moment. So we can see exactly who won. Change Despair has won. Congratulations. Holy banana bread. There we go. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. All right. Skiz says, you think this all ends in a soft landing? Personally, I think more pain is yet to come. I think the first half of the year, I think Tiff Macklin is right when he was saying that the first half of 2024 is going to be rough. I think it will be. It's funny about the soft landing. I think we're going to have, I don't know if I'd call it a soft landing. I wouldn't call it a hard landing, though. Maybe a medium landing. That would be, I'm going to go right in the middle on this. Oh, to spray. Okay, understand. Chad thinks there's going to be more pain. We got Alfred in the house. Hello, Alfred. All right, and there was the countdown to the bell. And yes, we had a strong bell today. Yeah, it was a good bell. Nice, good green. I should have bought two bells, a red bell and a green bell, but, that's kind of overkill. Yes. Well, my cell phone, I can't use the cell phone timer because I'm using the webcam that I have. The quality is just not great. So I've actually got the iPhone acting as the webcam. So, it works really, really well. It's 10 times better than my webcam. So yeah, so when I am streaming, I have no access to the phone at all. Maybe when I finally get around to getting a new phone, I'll keep the old phone for filming, and then I'll have access to my phone. But oh, you need a techno bell. There we go, a techno bell. I think the U.S. will cut interest in March, as their banks were loaned money to buy the government, and March the payments are due if the rates are high. Banks in USA will not be able to repay. Just my 2 cents. You're not the first one to say that. I think there was an interview on BNN. There was an economist saying that they really feel that there's going to be the first cut will be in March, and they'll sort of sit back then and sort of see how that goes before they decide on more cuts. But that same person thought that the U.S. wants to get their interest rates down to about 4% by the end of 2024. So that could be very, very interesting. Can you set up your computer? You can set up your computer clock to display minutes and seconds as well, perhaps. It is a Mac, so I'd have to figure that out. But yeah. And here we go. Change Despair, the winner. And congratulations, Change. Rigged. Oh, skits. Prairie says congrats. You know what? Here, skits. I will, let me do one more. I will do one more to give you a second chance. Now, if you win, everybody's going to super think that it's rigged. But yeah, we'll try this one more time. Let's see. Come on, skits. Come on, skiz. Not. I keep wanting to put that T in there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We got another one. Who is it? Let's hear. Who won? Come on, tell me. It's a sheesh. It's not Skiz. Well, tomorrow, Skiz. Tomorrow. I'm sure tomorrow you will win. Yeah, it's true. I don't know exactly how, but from what I understand, the YouTube algorithm looks at who interacts with live streams the most, actually. So I think if tomorrow, Skiz, just talk twice as much as you normally do, and you're a shoo-in for sure. Congrats, Spare to Change. And you're about to get a congrats too here once I get caught up in the chat. And Spare to Change is thank you. Nine's in the house with banana bread for life. Absolutely. But nine totally blows me away. Sometimes I will go on somebody else's stream. I may have watched some other YouTube finances stream, and I'll leave a comment, and then I'll get an email later, and it's 9 saying banana bread something on my comment, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. That happens all the time. Trust me, it really, really does. There's been a couple of times. I think once I got into a conversation with somebody from our community over on somebody else's stream. Actually, I think it was on Robin Haney's stream. So it was kind of funny in the comments, but it happens. Paul says, you hear all kinds of doom and gloom of market crash 50%. How do you tune those out? I take it with a grain of salt, to be honest, because there's always going to be opposite opinions. And I know for a fact that nobody really knows what's going to happen. People have an idea what they think is going to happen. And sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. You know, I've been wrong plenty of times, but that's the way it is. But what I like to say is, look at Skiz here, memberships for everyone. I'm not Oprah. I'm not going to say, and you get a membership, and you get a membership, and you down there, look under your seats, there's memberships everywhere. Yeah, I'm not doing that. That'd be kind of fun, though. Well, here, you want an Oprah moment? I'll give you an Oprah moment. Just give me a second here. All right, here comes an Oprah moment for you right now. If you don't win this time, Skiz, I don't know what to do. All right, I have today we're blowing things out of the water. We're blowing things out of the water. I just did 5. Holy banana bread. Wayne wins a membership. Vineet wins a membership. Abalash wins a membership. Larry wins a membership. Brian wins a membership. There's no Skiz. Holy cow. It's funny. I think we need to get into a situation where I would like to be able to choose people. I would like to be able to say, look, Skiz is here all the time. I want Skiz to have a membership, but the algorithm won't let me. It won't let me pick, which kind of sucks. So, all right, let's get here to AmFast. For self-investors, what expenses can be tax deductible, such as a computer, non-RRSP and TFSA trading expenses? Could ETF management fees be written off? Okay. Not unless you're doing it as a business. So if you set it up as a business, so for example, let's say you're a day trader, you could set that up, you could register it as a business, and then you could write off a whole bunch of stuff. But for regular self-investment, no, there's not much you can write off, unfortunately, when it comes to, you know, expenses of that nature. Probably not the answer you were hoping for, but you know, I'm not gonna fill you with some false hope. Oh, here we go. Look at this. For Mac, go to System Preferences, Dock, and Menu Bars, Clock. Click on Display Time with Seconds. Okay, all right, perfect. I will do that. I'll do that right now. Let's just go here. All right, so we need to go to the System Preferences. All right, well, System Settings, same thing, I think. I'm just going to pull this right over here so I can see it. System Settings, Dock and Menu. There's Desktop and Dock, so it's probably in here. I've got the latest version, so you're probably going from something before Windows, Mission Control, Desktop and Stage Manager. I'm not seeing it. I'm absolutely not seeing it. I will figure this out a little bit later. I'll put in the version of the Mac OS I have. We'll get it done. We'll get it done for tomorrow. But thank you for trying. Thank you for trying. And yes, Asish is celebrating the win. Yeah, a lot of people have won. Chad says, what are your thoughts on semiconductors? I hold TSM and QCOM. Want to sell and focus more on VFV. Any more insight? I mean, semiconductors are still big, and I think they're still going to be important. I don't think they're going to explode as much as they have in the past. I think most of that explosion is done, but they could certainly still surprise us. So that is definitely something. And when you think of something like TSM, so that's Taiwan Semiconductors, even if, let's take a worst case scenario, even if China decided to invade Taiwan, that's a company that China wants to stay intact. And just give me a second. I have a cat that's bugging me. So if I don't give her some treats, she will continue to bug me. Here we go. there you go, Autumn. Gave her a couple of temptation for cats. So there we go. Yeah, so TSM, I think, is pretty safe, even if we got a worst case scenario over there. Prairie is saying congrats to all the people who won. Congratulations to the winners. We won. Yes, Skiz, the algorithm is true. What Candace says. Look at me chattering all the way since 3:40. Absolutely. Change despair. Yay, congrats, Ashish. Skiz will work tirelessly overnight to rig it for tomorrow. Get out your hacking skills, Skiz. Get out your hacking skills. Thank you to Chad. And yeah, can't wait to get Skiz on our team as well. I can't. Skiz, we got to get you a membership before the members exclusive live stream on Thursday night. So yeah, we got to try. We definitely have to try here. Holy cow. You guys are just going crazy. All right. Oh, look at this. Bleak is in the house. And saying Candace membership is green, but still no Skiz. That's so funny. What about people? I don't know. People are good, I guess. All right. Don't listen to the FUD. It's more so in crypto. If we all had a crystal ball, we would all be rich. Yeah, absolutely. Just do your research on the companies you want to buy. And here's the truth. This is a truth here. You can do full due diligence on a company and everything can say this is the best company since sliced bread. And it can still surprise you and go the other way. It happens. But what you have to do is when you're thinking, especially long-term investing, you don't want to be thinking in days. You don't want to be thinking in weeks. You don't want to be thinking in months. You want to be thinking in years. So you want to be looking at longer terms. So, if you invest in something at, let's say you invested it at $20 a stock or a share, and if it's $30 a year later, that's fantastic. But if you bought it at 20 and it had a little bit of rough time in the middle and it dropped down to say 15 at one point, and then you're like, oh God, no, everything's going. I got to get out. I got to save myself. And you sell it. Then you're out $5 a share when if you had just ignored all of the noise in the middle, you end up with a better return at the end. So it's kind of one of those things. And it's hard. It's hard because sometimes when you see everything in the red, it's hard to get into that mindset where where people should be going, ooh, a red day. Now I'm going to make some money. People get into that whole fear. They give into it. And I've seen so many people basically buy high and sell low because they're giving into their own emotions. You never want to let that happen. I'll give you an example. Even with swing trading, if I get into a stock and all of a sudden it tanks, and I don't have like a stop loss in there, then I'll probably just let that money. I'll just park that money probably for a bit because I don't put all my eggs in one basket. So I'll just probably park it because I know it's coming up eventually. I'm not going to take a loss if I don't have to. I've got all my other stocks that I'm working with that I'm making money off of. So I'll park one. I have no problem doing that. Paul says memberships for already a member. Yeah, if only people who are already a member could get like a membership squared. I only have one membership level. Some people have like multiple membership levels, like, pay more and you'll get this extra little benefit. I'm like, nah, you just need one membership level and everybody should get whatever everybody else gets. That's the way I look at it. And Steve's in the house. Enid has made it in. Hi, Enid. Great to see you. I know you just missed the show yesterday. And change to spare. I can't handle Bitcoin or Tesla. Just too much of a roller coaster ride for me. Yeah, and that's understandable. But here's the thing. If you are a short-term trader, that roller coaster ride is exactly what you want because it gives you that volatility so that you can find a channel that it's moving in and be buying at the bottom of the channel, selling at the top of the channel, rinse and repeating. Because normally, and this is normally what will happen, is if you find a good channel, you can do that. You can buy low, sell high as it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Eventually, it breaks out of the channel, and either you're going to have a really good day, or you're going to have a little bit of a bad day. But that's why you put a stop loss in just underneath the bottom support. And then, you don't take a big loss, and you made all kinds of money on the channel. So you're good when it comes to your overall. All right. Chad says Bitcoin, the best asset today. Bitcoin is fantastic. Absolutely. Let's see. Bitcoin is one of those ones that it's still moving right now. So even though the market's closed, Bitcoin runs 24 hours. It's still down. It's still down a little bit. So not quite 1%. And let's see here. Skiz, I think you should turn the gifts button on to allow you to. Yes, Skiz, if you have not got that, if you do not have it turned on, you can't win. So usually when I give a membership, if you see a little thing underneath it, basically a little prompt, I think it's gray, it'll usually say, do you want to turn on memberships? Because you have to have that turned on to win. And that's it's a silly thing. But that's how YouTube does it. Paul says, used to use Cadillac's crypto exchange from Alberta in their Telegram group. They have no access to the funds in crypto, another FTX or Quadriga SCX. It's these smaller exchanges always worry me. That's why I'm saying, at least in Canada, stick with a big exchange. So, whether it be Wealthsimple or ShakePay, be a little bit leery of things like Cadillacs, especially something using a Telegram. No, you shouldn't be using a Telegram group as part of your exchange for sure. Sammer says BTC is the best asset for the past 10 years. I can't argue that. It has insane. I mean, if I could go back in time 10 years and I could only buy one thing, it would be I'd buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin. Absolutely, I would. Steve says, late but made the live finally. Welcome, Steve. Always good to see people making it. Chad says, use a better, exactly. Use a better crypto platform. All right. Paul says, also, after earnings reports, a company can exceed all expectations and still go down, but long-term, it still goes up. Yeah, absolutely, Paul, 100%. Because sometimes I will play when I'm doing swing trading. Sometimes I do play expectations. So not expectations, but earnings report. If I know a company has done absolutely stellar in the quarter, and I'm pretty darn sure they're going to exceed expectations, I might invest a little bit before that, and then sell the next day after the big explosion. Because when they do explode, they go up, but then they correct. So I'm usually selling somewheres on the way up, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But Paul is right. Sometimes it's like they exceeded expectations. What the heck is going on? But they still went down. Because sometimes, here's the thing. When you exceed an expectation, it doesn't always necessarily mean that you're doing better than you were doing the year before. If people are expecting the company to not perform very well, the expectation bar might be pretty low. So you can still exceed it, but you may not be doing great. Just think of it that way as well. So that does happen. Let's see. And collected the dividend while you wait. Nothing wrong with collecting dividends. But in a drip, drips are awesome. Today I got water, bubbly. Very good. I like that. I like the bubbly. Wayne says, I wouldn't have suggested that strategy with Nortel. Oh God, Nortel. Yeah, there are going to be companies that there's nothing you can do about it. There will be companies that are absolute dogs, and they're going down. And Nortel, I mean, back in the day, you would never have guessed some of the troubles that Nortel was going to run into, but it does happen. So that's why you kind of need that due diligence. You need to be looking after your portfolio, making sure things are, copacetic. Let's see. Paul says, Chad, I use ShakePay and CoinSquare for a long time. And CoinSquare is another one that's not bad. Chad uses Coinbase. And Coinbase is the biggest in the world, absolutely. And now they'll be holding cryptocurrency for when BlackRock and other ETFs come into the game, in 2024. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. 2024 will be one of those years where at the end of 2024, I think a lot of people will be wishing they had gotten at least put a little bit into crypto. Oh, ooh, excuse me. Let's see. Paul says it has to be a money printing company like HD, Costco, Pepsi, McDonald's, Apple, Microsoft, and many others. Too many to list. Chad says, I'm down. I'm up 70% with my BTC holdings. Yeah, Bitcoin had an insane year in 2023. Skiz says, isn't the point of crypto to get away from decentralized authority? Yet everyone reports on these exchanges. Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of decentralization exists, but here's the thing. You can't, there has to be some amount of regulation at the same time, which kind of defeats decentralization, but it's one of these things that if you want the institutional investors, because institutional investors aren't going to touch a lot of crypto unless they know their money is safe. It's just one of these things. So you kind of have to compromise a little bit. All right, Paul says, you keep money on the side for your companies that you have convictions about and believe in and did your research. Buy the dips on these. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even though dollar cost averaging is the best way to go, it doesn't hurt to have a small little buy the dip funds. So when you do get a good correction in a stock in a high conviction stock, you can get in there and, stack some stocks. Oops. Chad says Coinbase does because they went IPO. Government wants their tax money. Makes sense. I had lots of RIM. List a bundle. Good old RIM. Paul says, I worked for TELUS and we used Nortel for years, and other companies bought up all their intellectual property, like Lucent and others. Yeah, it's one of those things. Sammer says, you can use an exchange without KYC. There's not that many anymore. I know that a couple of years ago it was much more common, but most are gonna do most exchanges are gonna, you're gonna have to do all the ID stuff and everything, especially in Canada. And Sammer says, always keep your coins on a cold wallet. So, we're talking hardware wallet. That is yeah, other than perhaps Ledger, as we talked about yesterday, where they've been having a little bit of problems with their wallets and with their security with hackers. So you always want to make sure your crypto is safe. Now, the thing you don't want to do is there was this guy, and I can't remember where he lived, but he had a whole bunch of crypto on an old computer that ended up being thrown out, and went into the junkyard, or into the landfill, and he's been trying to get permission from the city to start digging up parts of the landfill to try to find it, because there's a lot of Bitcoin on this computer. I don't remember the exact amount, but we're not talking a small number. So, it's sad like that. That's one of the downsides to crypto. And the big thing is, you want to, and this goes with anything. I mean, if you're trying to secure something, you want to look at worst case scenario. So let's say, for example, you do have a cold wallet at home and your house burns down. Well, you want to make sure that you still have, the codes that you can use to get that wallet back up. So it's kind of all about security, all that fun stuff. All right, guys, we're almost at the end. Throw in your last questions and we'll hit those up. Let's see, Skiz says, how much Bitcoin would you need to start digging through the dump? I hope it's a lot. And yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And I think the guy even said to the city, I'll give you a portion if you let me do this. But as far as I know, they haven't let him dig it up yet or not. So I think there's enough there that it would be life-changing. Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of these things. I don't know. It's one of that's the thing. Where Bitcoin is limited you got to keep in mind, when you're looking at what is it, 21 million coins, um, you got to look at it. There are coins out there that are gone forever. People have lost codes, have lost their keys. This guy with the landfill, there are, and that makes it even, that will technically make it more valuable. And then we've got the halvening. So the halvening basically means that the amount of Bitcoin you get for however many blocks it is you're mining will basically be cut in half. So it makes it a little bit harder to pull out the rest of the, to create new Bitcoin as we're moving to that 21 million total. So that's one of the reasons that causes pressure on the price to go up. So we got that, and then of course we've got the Bitcoin ETF, so the spot Bitcoin ETF in the US. If that comes out, then we start getting that institutional money starting to flow into Bitcoin. That's going to be huge. So definitely going to be big. Paul says I had BTC from 2013, and that was worth $6 at the time, but lost recovery phrases. Here's a funny thing. This was a long time ago, but somebody was trying to talk me into Bitcoin, and they're like, look, and at this time, Bitcoin was like, it was maybe about $1 a coin. I was just like, nah, this is a scam. I don't want to buy any. They're like, just put in $10 or something and sit on it. And I, being an idiot at the time, I didn't do it. So I kicked myself, of course. Kicked myself. Oh, we now have the answer. So AC Daz says 7,500 Bitcoins on his computer. That is absolutely crazy. Skiz says they will create some tech jargon, having or fork. It's all fugzy. All right, fugazi, something like that. And let's see here. Whoa. Yeah, I don't understand crypto, bro, says Chad. And that's the thing. You don't, and I've said this before, invest in what you're comfortable in. You can make money without going into crypto. You can make money without going into stocks. I mean, it works both ways. I have known people in this community who have sold all their stocks and gone completely in on Bitcoin. Unfortunately, this is back when it was up in the 50s, between 40 and 50,000, somewhere in that vicinity. So, they're only just getting to the point where they're probably heading back to the green. So, so there we go. 300 million USD. So life-changing. Yeah, that's pretty life-changing, I would say. Paul says, okay, Paul's saying it's 423,000. 423 million. That's still crazy amount. And of course that changes every day. So we'll have to take a look, because here's the thing. If we get the pressures and if everything moves in the direction most people are thinking it's going to move with Bitcoin, we could easily see 2024 Bitcoin taking what it did this year and making that look like peanuts compared to where it could be going. So, just one of those things to keep in mind. All right. You know what, Skiz? I want to try one more time. Give me a second here. Let me pull this over here. I want to try one more time, Skiz. We're gonna it has to happen. You've been talking a lot, so maybe this will be it. All right, we'll end the show out with Skiz's last chance of the day. Here we go. It's coming up. And Glenna wins. It's not Skiz. Oh. There you go, Skiz. That's a solution as well. But congratulations, Glenna. I tried, Skiz. I tried. It's like if this is like shooting fish in a barrel, it's a very big barrel, because I just can't hit you. I don't know what's going on. Oh dear. And yeah, definitely good on Glenna, but sad for poor Skits. Oh dear. Well, it'll be fun. We'll see whether or not whether or not you can pull it out tomorrow. So it'll be fun. Now, here's the thing, Skiz. Yeah, I mean, you could just pay the 2.99 and you're a member, or you can just try to win it, and we'll just keep having all of this fun through the week as it keeps missing you. Or maybe it does hit you. It'll be awesome. I'll probably, yeah, it'll probably be an explosion of emotion coming across the camera when you win. It'll be like I won the lottery. That's how it will feel. But anyway, we'll be back here again tomorrow. We're going to do this all over again. Can we have another Green Day? Can we do a 3-day? Oh, look, Marion got in at the last minute. Made it for the end, but got here. We'll watch on the repeat. Absolutely. Marion's been here for a long, long time. So anyway, guys, it's been a wonderful chat. Hey, look, 46 minutes. I think this is a new record for the market closes, but I said we're probably going to hit an hour one of these days, so it will happen. And Mary says, thank you. You're the best. Awesome, Mary. Thank you. You guys are all the best. You guys rock. I love doing this. Anyway, we'll be back here tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Keep in mind, Thursday, you get two, one for the market close and one for the channel member exclusive. So that's going to be a wonderful night. Anyway, until then, everybody, take care. We'll see you all once again tomorrow. And if you hear a rustling behind me, that's that cat. The cat's attacking a bag. I don't know why. But, oh well, we'll figure that out tomorrow. Take care, everybody.